Strictly business, check the backlog, make a living, sing a sad song.
The music video is a form of short film made to accompany a song and has for half a century been a key part of promoting music. Andrew Goodwin discussed the music video as a continuation of pop's interest in using imagery to promote artists, saying pop has always stressed the visual as a necessary part of his apparatus, in performance, on record covers, in magazine and press photographs, and in advertising. As a visual medium, the music video is the natural progression of its interest in visual complement. In recent decades, directors of these music videos have been exploring the possibilities of the music video as more than an advertisement, creating art closer to experimental cinema. As defined by William Gunn, experimental cinema is, rather than being made to follow typical conventions, oppositional cinema, a cinema made by and for artists. These videos are not exclusively interested in accompanying existing imagery of an artist, for example, capturing the performance, and are instead able to express the personal thematic and aesthetic interests of their respective artists. Writer and filmmaker Matt Hansen has explored the idea that the music video is able to be something more than simply an advertisement, and is instead, in Hansen's words, a place where the moving image avant-garde comes alive. Contemporary music video creators have been found to intentionally explore specific aesthetics and themes through their work. For instance, director Chris Cunningham's work with artists such as Madonna, Bjork, and particularly Aphex Twin have been analysed for their nightmarish qualities. For instance, Hansen commented on the Come to Daddy video's use of carefully selected motifs of the horror form to create a scream against urban decay. That this exploration can be made shows that these directors are creating videos that can be analysed for their experimentation and through that their personal interests and ideas, a far cry from the notion that music video is something just to capture an artist's existing image. A video that represents this experimental approach to music videos is the music video for the song Spoiled Little Brat by Underscores. Directed by Ayodeji, this video expands the simple concept of performance and capturing an artist's imagery by using props, location, cinematography, and sound to explore the aesthetic and thematic interest of both Underscores and the director. I contacted director Ayodeji to discuss what themes and aesthetics he was interested in exploring with the video, and he responded, revealing that the central theme came from Underscores, saying at the time she was really interested in the traditional idea of celebrity within the music industry and how that's evolved over time. The video presents this idea of celebrity by presenting a young band performing together as each member slowly succumbs to the temptation of fame. The video creates a welcoming atmosphere for its initially conventional approach to a music video, with a focus on performance led by Underscores, echoing Goodwin's comments on music videos capturing pop's interest in imagery of the artist. However, each member of the band is slowly replaced by mannequins as the video continues until Underscores' character is the only one left. The aforementioned temptations of fame are presented through various props, which Ayodeji said were all meant to represent different things that could pollute the initial pure intentions of an artist. These range from a case of money representing capitalism within the music industry to a trophy likely representing accolades and awards artists strive for. The theme of fame, and specifically how this young group of friends compared to the industry fame would require them to enter, is expressed through the choices in cinematography. The video contrasts two distinct visual approaches, an old camcorder creating a home video atmosphere, and a modern camera contributing a clean image making use of lens flares. The use of the camcorder with the imagery of friends messing around together establishes a lo-fi aesthetic comparable to home videos. Using outdated cameras that were made for wide personal use creates an atmosphere that's both nostalgic and helps to establish this band as something amateur and personal, rather than the professional sleek band the temptations around them would likely lead them to become. The digital footage, in contrast, is very clean, with some of the shots putting an emphasis on lens flares. The lens flares evoke the blockbuster styles of filmmakers such as Michael Bay and J.J. Abrams. Considering the link to wealth and fame in these images, this is Ayodeji using a more mainstream film approach to present imagery more tied into an industry. The contrast of the nostalgia-connected camcorder footage and the clean blockbuster-influenced footage creates a clear divide, comparable to the story's own contrast between the freedom of the band and the other characters representing a corporate entity. The use of lo-fi camcorder footage also links to a key influence for the video. As Ayodeji says, he and Underscores had a lot of overlapping horror influences at the time, and that was a big part of how they landed on the look of the video. The horror influence on this video can already be found in the plot, in the way each character is picked off one by one until only one is left, in the same vein as in slasher films. Ayodeji called the character a final girl, affirming the structure as being inspired by the slasher conventions pinned down by Carol J. Clover, who laid out the structure of the slasher and coined the term final girl, defining the archetype as the one who did not die, the survivor, or final girl. Tying back to the video's aesthetics, lo-fi camera quality has been widely associated with the horror genre references the birth of found footage horror with the last broadcast in 1998 and the Blair Witch Project a year later, with films such as Cannibal Holocaust flirting with the concept as far back as 1980. Even separate from the narrative conventions of the found footage subgenre, Xavier Aldana Reyes argues that this independent and amateurish aesthetic appeals to a number of horror filmmakers, and Ayodeji is clearly one of these. The association between lo-fi camera work and horror has only been accentuated in recent years with the sheer amount of found footage lo-fi horror made by online creators, ranging from the Five Nights at Freddy's VHS tape series by Squimpus McGrumpus to the Backroom series by Keen Pixels. As seen in the latter, horror also has a tie to the idea of liminal spaces, a concept embraced in the Spoiled Little Brat video. Underscore spoke in an entry of a fictional radio show about liminal spaces being an interest for the video. The video clearly expresses this interest with a focus on stripped-down environments and an abandoned department store. Ayodeji described liminal spaces as a perfect blank canvas to experiment with any ideas you may have for a video. The empty spaces in this video help express the loneliness of this final girl, replacing the busy frames early on of all these friends all together with empty shots of empty rooms. These liminal spaces also add to the horror atmosphere of the video by contributing a tone that Ayodeji describes as eerie, arguing that there's something very eerie about seeing a room completely stripped of all its furniture and regular subjects. The only use of audio within the video, other than the song itself, is in the beginning and end of the video, accompanying camcorder footage with its audio. The two clips are made distinct, with the first featuring a combination of shots of different locations and accompanied with the sounds of people talking. This clip is populated and alive. The second clip instead focuses on one location, the house they reached at the end of the first, and has no dialogue. This focus on an isolated character in the ambience of them alone in the darkness strongly resembles moments of suspense from the found footage horror films that influenced the video, like the Blair Witch Project. This subtle choice helps emphasize the story of the video, from a group of friends together finding a house to one person isolated and alone due to the effects of fame. Overall, the video of A Spoiled Little Brat by Underscores presents an approach to music videos close to experimental cinema, creating, as Gunn put it, oppositional cinema. The conventional video is focused purely on performance and imagery, and instead intentionally explores the theme of fame, specifically using editing and cinematography to portray a juxtaposition between those who want fame and those who have it, and also expresses the aesthetic and genre inspirations of the director and artist with the horror influence. With its clear directorial voice, this video stands as a clear example of an experimental music video, standing alongside the works of directors like Michel Gondry, Mark Romanek, and Chris Cunningham.